Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is 𝗪𝗪𝗥𝗞 from followyourOwnRhythm.com. This video is for anyone out there who is actively soul searching. So if you have committed to the spiritual path and you have told yourself, I am on a quest to find myself, to find who I am, to reconnect with who I am, to rediscover my authentic self. I am soul searching. So you're very intentional about it, right? Then this video is for you. So I have been on this personal growth, self-discovery journey for 15 years. And it wasn't until 6-7 years ago that I got really serious about not just personal growth and self-discovery and what's my passion, what am I interested in, what do I want to do for a living, what's my personality like, to go deeper to well, who am I deeper than that? There's got to be more to who I am than just that. And so I embarked on this soul searching journey. And I had a spiritual awakening. I had an awakening about 5.5 years ago. And so I believe that anyone who's on a soul-searching journey, consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally, is really, the soul is looking to awaken. So your true self is looking to come to the light. That is what happens on a spiritual journey. That is what happens when you soul search, right? You find your soul through having an awakening. And so if you're on a soul-searching journey, then a part of that process is a spiritual awakening. It's an awakening, so that is a shift in perspective. It's a shift in consciousness. It's a shift in how you look at life, how you look at yourself, how you feel about yourself. It's a knowing. It's like a deep inner knowing that you all of a sudden wake up to. You see the world differently. You see the world in different eyes. You see more clearly. Everything just kind of makes sense. You kind of break through that veil of illusion, the illusion, the matrix that you have been, the lens that you've been viewing life from. You sort of wake up to that and you see the bigger picture. You see things from a higher perspective. It is a beautiful, beautiful, transformative experience. And I believe that if you are on this soul-searching journey, then that is also what you are looking for, right? You're looking to find yourself. You're looking to have that shift. And I actually recently just had this experience with a friend who I literally witnessed in front of my eyes go through his awakening. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. And I actually took note of what qualities he possessed or what energy he was in order to make that happen, because I would say he was the best student. If there's a person who wants to awaken, have this spiritual awakening, this soul searching and to find themselves, I would say that he was the perfect student of what you need to do for it to actually happen. And it was so inspiring that I wanted to make a video on it, because I think it's super helpful for anyone who is on a soul-searching journey. And not only if you're in the beginning stages of your, spiritual awakening, but even if you're seasoned and you're in it. These are things that you should always, I believe this is how you should live your life, okay? These are the main principles if you want to continue to grow and evolve and transform and awaken even deeper. Because the soul searching journey doesn't end, right? It's not oh, I'm soul searching, I found myself, now I'm done. It's once you get in touch with this deeper part of you, it's you go down the rabbit hole. There's just so much more to discover. It doesn't end. The depths of who you are is never ending. It's infinite. There's so much more to learn. So it's a never ending journey. It's a lifelong journey. So I feel these are just really good lessons to learn for anyone on a soul searching journey, but especially if you're looking for that first big awakening. I feel this is the energy that you need to be in. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first one is that you have to be ready. So on an energetic level, you have to be ready. Obviously, you're on a soul level, you have to be ready for this. You might not know if you're ready on a soul level, but at least in your mind, you should be ready. So this journey is going to require a lot of you. It's going to require that you face a lot of your fears, that you change up your lifestyle, that you let go of a lot of your ego, your false identity, illusion, So there's a lot of transformation and death, kind of like the death of your old self that is going to happen. And you kind of have to know that you're getting into that, like on a conscious level, because it's a lot to handle. It takes a little bit of time for your mind to catch up to what your soul already knows and is ready for. So on a mind level, like mentally, you have to be ready for all of these changes. You know, your mind might not be able to handle all of this new out of this world wisdom that you're going to be learning. A lot of it sounds crazy. A lot of it is just, you know, it sounds, you know, insane, and your mind might reject it. So on a certain level, you have to be ready. Your soul and your mind has to be aligned to where you're ready for this transformation. And you don't really know if it's time for you, but I'll tell you that if you're really yearning and sort of like curious about spirituality, and if you have this deep desire to awaken, you have this yearning, this push, this drive to search, right? To search for answers, to find yourself, to be on this soul searching journey. If you have that inner drive, that's a good sign that you're ready. It might still be hard, but it just shows that you're ready. You're looking for it, right? You're intentional about it. So you have to be ready. The other really important part of this is to be open and willing. So you have to be, oh my God, extremely 1000% open to, you have to have an open heart, an open mind, open energy, open perspective, open everything, because what you're about to learn on this soul searching journey is going to test you, and it's going to make you question everything that you know. And if you are going to stay rigid and stubborn and closed-minded and closed off to new information because you think you know everything already, then it's not going to work. Like, the key to awakening is to be open to this new perspective, this new information, this new wisdom, this new depth to you, this new truth. It's a whole new way of being. It's a whole new level. And so if you are closed off, you're not ready, you're not going to receive the insights and the wisdom and the information that you need to actually have that shift. The other really important part is humility. So to be really humble, we think we know everything, and we think we have all the answers. That's our ego. And when you're on this spiritual journey, on this soul searching journey, all that goes out the window. You don't know anything. Everything you knew about anything is, no longer relevant, for the sake of, learning new information. And when I say learn new information, I'm not saying like read a book and just learn information. That's at the level of the mind. I'm talking about receiving wisdom, like on a soul level, like receiving wisdom through whatever avenues. So you could be receiving this wisdom through reading books, documentaries. You could be receiving this wisdom through life experiences, through meditating, through, inner reflection, through seeing a spiritual guide or teacher or coach, or having a friend who's been through that, who's kind of guiding you through it, having conversations. So whatever avenue, but you're receiving downloads of information. Information is an intelligence, like higher intelligence, that is going to resonate with you at a really, really deep level. And it is that's going to help you awaken. So you have to step out of your comfort zone, step out of your familiarity, and accept that you're about to embark on a journey that is going to be unfamiliar to you. It's going to be a lot of unknowns. Your knowledge and your ways of being will be questioned. You are going to be proven wrong a lot of times. You're going to have to shut your mouth a lot of times because what you think you know isn't actually true, or like aligned with that soul truth that deeper inside of yourself. So you just have to be super humble. So the next part of that, if you want to speed up this process of having your shift, your awakening, is to be super receptive. It goes along with being open, and when you're open, you're allowing information to come in. You're very receptive. You're listening. You're wanting it. You're observing things, right? You're taking it in. You're letting it in. You're really being a good active listener. So if you are like intentionally on a soul searching journey, then whatever information and truth and like intuitive feelings that you get, to be super receptive to that. So to not be closed off to that wisdom and that information and the philosophy and the spirituality of it, but it's to be able to receive and allow and let the information in. So to let it flow, to be open, to not be closed off. Okay, this next one is super, super important. It's like, I think the most important one. And it's to not be scared to face your fears. Or to be ready to face your fears. It's okay to be scared, but just knowing that like you're going into this journey and it's not going to be all like sunshine and light and rainbows. Okay, the spiritual awakening process is not this beautiful thing that people make it out to be. It's very heavy and dark and ugly, and you're going to be facing a lot of your deeper wounds, you know, all of your kind of your darkness and the pains that you've been neglecting and denying and suppressing. It's going to come up to the light, and you're going to be conscious of it, and you're going to see it, and it's there so that you can, you know, analyze it, so that you can kind of deconstruct it, so that you can see, you know, what serves you, what doesn't serve you, what makes sense, what doesn't, what goes where, what's illusion, what's real, what's authentic, what's inauthentic. So it's a big decluttering of all the shit that you have been living with that doesn't even belong to you. So any bad habits that you have that have just been sort of feeding your illusion are going to be things that come to the surface, and you're going to be looking at them like, oh, well, what is this? You know, drinking. Okay, why do I drink? What am I running from? Why am I not able to deal with reality on my own, with my own mind? Why do I need this? You know, so you're going to be looking at all your bad habits and all your addictions, and it's going to really trigger a lot of fear, because you're going to have to, well, you're not going to have to let it go, but your soul's going to now know, like you're going to be so in touch with your truth that you're going to know that you have to let that go. You know that it's not something that's going to serve you. You know that it's no longer something that is going to align with your like spiritual path, and it's going to scare you because we get so attached to these things. These things give us comfort. They give us an identity. It's familiar. It's comfortable. These are things that we have done our whole lives. And this is what everybody in society does. So all of a sudden, you're going to have to do things differently than how everyone else is doing it. You're going to, you know, be different. You're going to stand out. You're going to go against the grains of society. So it's going to trigger a lot of fears within you. And just know that and be ready for it. Be okay with that. Be okay with being like, you know what? Fine. Whatever darkness comes up from within me, I am going to look at it with an open mind and an open heart. I'm going to be super honest with myself and not run away. I'm going to be super honest at what my issues are, so that I can process them, deal with them, deconstruct them, look at them, analyze them, whatever, and then do what I need to let it go, and to see what is my authentic self and what is my inauthentic self, and to differentiate between the two, and slowly but surely start to let go of those parts of you that are not the authentic parts of you, that are not true to you, that are part of conditioning and programming, and just realizing what has been taking you away from your true self. Because all of this egoic patterns, these fears and these tendencies that we have that are negative and based in this negative mindset and all of that, those are all just things that take us further and further away from our true authentic self. We are born whole as children. We are pure, we're innocent, we're uninhibited, we're free, we don't judge, we love everybody, right? Like that's children, that's our true nature, how we were as children. And then we grow older and we start to get more and more, we build this identity around what we think we need to be in the society. And we start to lose our true selves, and we start to get disconnected from our authenticity. And this is the journey. This soul searching journey is really just the journey back to your true self, the true self that you know deep down is there, that you are connected to deep down. So it's obviously a process, and it's not something that's going to be done overnight, but just knowing that that is something that you're getting yourself into, and being open to that is going to make the process a lot faster and a lot smoother and a lot easier and a lot more peaceful. Now, don't reject, don't resist. Allow it to happen. It's good for you. You're gonna go through that dark night of the soul. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be painful, but it's good for you, because at the end of that, life's just gonna be so much more beautiful. It's gonna be light and rainbows and sunshine and butterflies, you know, like that's where you're going. Not to say that you're not gonna have challenges, obviously, like once you open that door, there's just more stuff that's gonna come up, but now you're gonna be more in tune with yourself, and it's gonna be a lot easier to deal with those things. So another important aspect of this whole thing, to go along with our last point, is to be ready to change, to be ready to let go of what doesn't serve you, to be ready for a new perspective, to be ready for a new belief system, to be ready to think differently. The way that you have been thinking, you know, this whole time is not necessarily beneficial to you. It's not necessarily aligned to your authentic truth. It's most likely a programmed belief system that you have adopted from your parents and from your friends and from your teachers and from your coaches and from society, from TV, from mainstream culture. You know, these are all things that don't necessarily belong to you. They have been programmed into you. So they're patterns that you're just carrying out, but it's not necessarily aligned with who you truly are. So you're going to have to be ready to let that stuff go and let go of some of the lifestyle habits that you have that aren't healthy, and let go of thinking patterns and just ways of being, perspectives that you have, and be ready for change, be ready for transformation, be ready for something new, because a lot of new will come from this shift that you're going to experience. Okay, and then lastly, I think it's very, very crucial to just be ready. Again, it's like there's a lot of like being open and being ready, because it's crazy, you know? And exactly, it's crazy. So be ready that your mind is going to try to reject the spiritual wisdom or the truth that you start to discover within yourself, these feelings, this knowing, this deep knowing that's going to emerge from within you through whatever medium will trigger it. It's going to scare you, but it's also going to maybe make you feel a little bit crazy, because it's not like aligned with like rational, logical thinking. It's something that doesn't make sense. It's more intuitive. It's more of like a feeling type of thing. And your mind, your logical mind, will not be able to comprehend what is happening on this deep spiritual level. Because it's, you know, the mind it belongs to the physical world. And what you're going through this awakening, this soul emerging, this soul searching, this soul finding is deeper than that. It's deeper than this physical world. So your mind is going to try to explain it and understand it and argue with it and say, no, that doesn't make sense. It's going to try to do everything to sabotage and close that deal and say like, nope, this isn't true. But there's a deeper knowing within you that knows it is true. Your mind just cannot make sense of it. Be ready for that, okay? Be ready for your mind to fight with you, your ego to fight with you. It simply just cannot understand. So this is where you're going to have to super get in tune with your deeper self, with your intuition, with your feeling self. And you can do that through meditation. Oh my God, during this soul searching journey, if there's one thing I super highly recommend, it's to learn how to just be. You can do that through meditation, just sitting there, just calming yourself and slowing down. But just being is really just don't do so much. Stop trying to fill the emptiness with things and thoughts and people and activities, and just be. Just sit there, observe, feel your feelings, watch, listen, just slow down and just be without having to do anything. That is going to get you into that rhythm where, you know, that the higher vibration of life exists, and you will start to really feel what is true and what is not true. And your mind will sort of just quiet, you know, go into the back somewhere, and you'll be able to hear what your soul is saying. Your mind will be quiet, so it's going to sort of just like calm down. Your thoughts are going to calm down. They're going to lessen, and you're going to be able to hear your inner self a lot better, a lot more clear. So definitely do a lot of being and a lot of meditating while you're on the soul searching journey. And, you know, you're going to discover a lot of new ideas and truths that are going to be mind-blowing and mind-boggling, and it's gonna be so far-fetched that you're gonna be like, there's no way that this is true, there's no way that this is real, because your mind won't be able to understand it. Just know that that is going to be a part of the journey, and you don't have to believe everything that you hear. Always tune into yourself, always tune into your intuition and see how it feels for you. And if it feels right, if it feels true, no matter how crazy it sounds, then that's your truth, and you know that. And you just gotta trust it. You just have to trust it. So I hope that those tips were helpful and that they're gonna help accelerate or make easier your soul-searching spiritual journey to finding your true self. The journey is never over. So, you know, you have that one big awakening, or maybe you already had it, but there's just more. There's always more to learn. There's always deeper to go. So I just believe that these tips, these ways of being are something to be incorporated into our lives like forever. You know, this isn't just like a temporary thing, because we're always soul searching. We're constantly going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, discovering more about ourselves. So the journey's never over. So if you would like continued guidance on your spiritual path, on your soul searching and awakening journey, then subscribe to my channel, and please like this video if you enjoyed it, and share it with anyone who you think it will benefit. Also, if you would like more information, then you can always go to my website at followyourownrhythm.com, where I have a bunch of blogs that I've written on this stuff, and I have a free resource library with some resources that you can download for free. I also have some online courses and some workbooks that will help you on this journey, so go ahead and check that out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!